making the layers for the Vinaterta cake. So that was something that both Jocelyn and Jillian have requested. So you need a few things. So one of the key things is the round pan. And so it's not very thick, not very deep, but you do need a round pan, and then I line it with parchment paper for making the layers. I have 6 of the round pans, so I can bake them all at once. If you only have one pan and you're baking multiple, it's going to take you longer to do your baking because you have to make 6 layers of the cake. Cake itself is pretty simple. It's just got a few ingredients, got butter, eggs, flour, vanilla, and baking powder. And then usually a little bit of cream or milk just to help with the consistency of the dough. So I'm going to turn the mixer on and blend all of those things. So we're going to start by creaming the butter. Add to that 1.5 cups of white sugar. Flavoring, so this calls for a tablespoon of vanilla. I'm using white vanilla so that we don't taint the color of the cake. So you can use the yellow, just the regular dark vanilla if you don't have white. If you want a little different flavor, you can put almond flavoring in instead of the vanilla. So a teaspoon of baking powder, and then we're going to start adding the flour. So I'm going to add a cup of flour, and this is where you need to make sure you're mixing slowly so you don't have flour all over the place. Starting to get fairly thick, and that's when I put some of the milk in. I'm going to put a tablespoon of milk in now. I'm using oat milk because that's what I have in my fridge today. Of the flour, and another tablespoon of the milk. Okay, and because the batter gets pretty thick, it's time to sort of take it off, and we'll just mix it a little bit with our spoons. Just want to make sure we got all the flour off the bottom. Yeah, it looks all pretty good, pretty well mixed. ready to start putting it into the individual cake pans. And so it's about 2/3 of a cup for each one. So what I do is I sort of measure out 2/3 of a cup in each of the 6, or to make kind of 6 piles, or 6 bowls if you're not baking them one at a time, so that you basically have all of the cake layers about the same consistency, about the same thickness. So I just kind of share it up 6 ways, and that's how I do it. I just measure it out and then I adjust as I need to. So once you've got it in the pan, it's just, all we're going to do is push it around with our fingers and our hands. So sometimes you can just kind of, and I'm just going to press it out to the edges, make the rounds. You don't worry about making it too smooth, because it'll be smooth on the underside. It's on the bottom. The bottom will be smooth, because all those little crevices are going to, and dents will hold the filling, and so that doesn't really. So having the dents actually helps the cake soften, because it lets the filling get into all of those little spaces. So you do that 5 more times for the 6 layers, and when you have got those done, they go in the oven at 325 for approximately, I'm just looking at the recipe, 350 for about 18 minutes. So just watch your oven. You want them just turning golden brown when you pull them out of the oven. And we will make the filling on another video.